Hey, hello friends. It is Jessica from I Read to Relax, and I am here with my pre-fall book haul. It is September 1st today, actually, but I accumulated these books over the last 2 weeks of August, basically in preparation for fall reading. Realized that I had quite a bit of PangoBooks built up, which if you don't know, PangoBooks is a reseller. You can take books that you're no longer interested in keeping and sell them to other readers for, like a reduced price. And you do that, you get money, obviously, for selling your books. But for a while, they're sort of like staying in that system as PangoBooks, and you can then apply them to your own purchases from other readers before you convert that to actual cash in your bank account. So I had quite a bit of PangoBooks, and I bought quite a few books through that app. And then I also went to Barnes & Noble on Saturday because they were having their 50% off hardcover sale, and I picked up a couple books there. So I'll start with what I got from Pango, and then we can do the Barnes & Noble. So the first one I got from Pango is Sword Heart by T. Kingfisher, and it's got these beautiful sprayed edges. I'm really excited. I've only read one other book by T. Kingfisher, The Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking, and I really liked that one. It was sort of like a cozy fantasy. So I really liked the writing style. I thought it was great, so I wanted to try another one, and this one and Paladin's Grace are like the two that I had in mind next, and I couldn't find a copy of Paladin's Grace, so I went with Sword Heart, and it's in really great condition, so I'm excited because if I like it, it'll be a pretty book to have on my shelves as well. I also got a copy of The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I've never read anything by Rachel Gillig, but I'm really excited to read this one. It sounds really amazing, and a lot of people that read the same kind of books that I do really liked this one. It's got a seer, and then there's a knight that comes and they have to like work together, and apparently there's a gargoyle like side character, and I love gargoyles, so I'm so here for that. I also have really loved that sort of like gothic vibe recently, so I'm hoping this one has that as well. And eventually I want to read One Dark Window, but again, I just got that one first. I got a copy of Nightshade by Autumn Woods. I am super excited for this one. It is like a gothic, dark academia kind of book from what it sounds like. And again, people who read the same kind of books that I do really recommend this one, so I'm very excited. Scottish Highlands with an academy set, like a university setting. Yeah, that's gonna be great. I bought myself a physical copy of The Fairy Bargains of Prospect Hill by Rowena Miller. I've actually read this one already. I listened to the audiobook and I really loved it, so I wanted to have a physical copy to put on my shelves to just keep. So I got that one. This is an adult book about sisters who live in a place where you can make bargains with fairies, but you have to be extremely careful when doing so. And I really loved the writing style, so very excited to have that. I got a copy of Shark Heart, A Love Story by Emily Habick. This one just sounds fascinating. I've seen a couple of people review this one, and it's not necessarily the normal, quote unquote, normal type of book that I read, but I love the concept. It's a world where sometimes people just randomly start to transform into animals, and this woman has to deal with when her husband starts to turn into a shark and they're still in love, and like how do they deal with that. So yeah, it sounds amazing. And then I got a copy of Disney High by Ashley Spencer. This one, again, I don't read a lot of nonfiction, but I am somebody who I'm a hair older than the majority of people that I think this is geared to, or I shouldn't say that necessarily. I think I'm in the right age group, but I wasn't allowed to watch the Disney Channel growing up until a certain age. And part of that was we couldn't afford the Disney Channel. But then my mom also was very strict about like what television we actually got to watch while we were young. So I came into like the Disney scene a little bit later than I think some other people, but I'm very curious for a lot of the stories in that one. And then the last one I got from Pango is The Compound by, I think it's Ashlyn Rawl. I just think this sounds super amazing. It is like a dystopian reality show. These people get basically sent to like an island compound and they're competing for things, and apparently it starts to go very, very wrong. I just think this will be a really fun, fast read. So yeah, that's everything I got from Pango. Then I also got a pre-order of R.F. Kuang's Catabasis or Catabasis or Catabasis. Nobody knows how this is truly pronounced. I always want to say Catabasis, but that may be wrong depending on who you ask. Look at these edges. That is just so cool. But this one is essentially about two college students whose professor, like their advisor for their theses, dies and goes to hell, and they basically make this trek into hell to get the advisor back so that they can finish their thesis projects. And it's supposed to be like a great commentary on like the secondary education system. So I think that's a really cool concept, and I loved Babel. So I'm really, really excited for this one. And then last but not least, as I mentioned, I did go to Barnes & Noble because they were having their 50% off hardcover sale. So I ended up getting a copy of Sweet Nightmare by Tracy Wolff with nice sprayed edges. This one is the first in the Calder Academy series, and I can't remember for sure if this is related at all to the Crave series, but I have 2 books left in the Crave series, and I've loved everyone I've read in that series. They're just like, they're not the best literature, but they are just compelling and fun, and it's like an amazing, sweet journey every time I read one. Full of drama, love it. So I'm waiting to see if this is a spin-off or totally different, but either way, I really like the writing, so I'm sure I'll be happy with this one. And then I also walked past a table of books with just gorgeous sprayed edges, and I could not resist. I've seen this one over and over, and it looks amazing and it sounds cool. It's Beautiful Things by Emily Rath, and it's got these gorgeous sprayed edges, and then it's got this beautiful character artwork inside, and excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. It is the first book in a Why Choose Regency romance series. And I don't know. I think it's going to be a fun time, and I just couldn't resist. It's just so pretty. I'm a sucker sometimes for a pretty book. Like this one. This is the last book that I got, and it's Falling Like Leaves by Misty Wilson. And this one is, it's got this quote on the back, which is what made me pick up but it's perfect for anyone who starts up their annual Gilmore Girls rewatch at the first sign of fall and the fall leaves on the thing. They had another book that was only $5 if you purchase something at the cafe, and I'd gotten myself a pumpkin spice latte, my first one of the season, and I read the description on the back of the other one, and I was like, I don't want to have the physical book even if it's only $5 because I just know I will never reread it. But this one sounded like I might like it more, and then that I might possibly hang on to it. So I got this one instead. There's, it's this girl who moves to Connecticut. There's a falling leaves festival. It's about her like falling in love with that small town lifestyle, and I was like, it's a Hallmark movie in book form. So I'm excited to read one of these this fall. So that is my pre-fall haul. And now that it's September 1st, I can start reading some of these books. I have not bought a lot of books in one sitting in quite a while. So, my birthday's in about 2 weeks. I might get a couple more then, but then I probably won't get any, or I won't get a lot until the end of the year. See y'all soon, and I hope you've got some great new books too.